I was up last night watching the news through TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all that stuff, and uh, something something's amiss. Put it to you that way. I mentioned it in a post just now. We have an inventory issue, and that's what today's topic is about. We're always talking about on Thursday. We always talk about inventory across the United States, all this stuff, and the timing is almost too good to be true. It's just weird that it happened. But yesterday I saw a Newsweek break on Airbnb. Now let's take a quick look at this. I know I've been harping on this for the last year and a half, but let's quickly take a look at what this Airbnb revenue collapse data sparks housing market crash fears. Now, understand this is fears. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. We don't know if it's going to happen or not. I'm not here to throw fears in your way. I'm here to prepare you. That's it. I want you to be aware of what's going on, right? We already know that our market is overinflated. We already know that the US pricing is overinflated. We know that houses continue to sell even though we're at high interest rate and supply is at a dwindling minimum, right? So what's going to happen? Well, I don't know. So, well, let's just take two scenarios that could happen, right? The industry collapses, the whole housing industry collapses, right? That could happen. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Let's talk about the idea of Airbnb. Let's back up a second. Let's talk about Airbnb. I follow a lot of Airbnb because, one, I'm not a big fan of people who invest in it, but also I know that there's a lot of gurus out there that are selling the snake oil of become an Airbnb millionaire. And for a while, it's a great idea, right? I mean, it's been a great idea. Now, Airbnb isn't the only one that's out there. There's VRBO, and they were around decades before Airbnb ever came around. They were just the darling. Now Airbnb is charging more. They're charging their hosts more. You can get away with a free weekend by just complaining as a guest. And guess who gets left holding the bag? The host, you, the investor, right? There's a lot of things that are not fair going on at Airbnb. The guests can trash the house and there's no real recourse other than the deposit. There's all sorts of crazy things, right? So we used to have a short-term cabin up in Tahoe, short-term rental, and didn't like it. The first weekend we had it, somebody stole a VCR, right? Nothing you can do about it. We had a property management company. They reimbursed us for it. No big deal. It was worth like 50, 60 bucks. Who cares? It's just, you're not in control. You're always buying silverware. You're always buying towels and linens and all sorts of stuff. And it's just a pain in the ass to do it. So that's why we choose not to do it. I'm not saying it's a bad deal, just saying it's just not for us, not for me. I just choose not to do that. I'd rather just buy a couple houses, rent them out, and then turn them into rent to own. So then we become the bank, all sorts of reasons, right? The whole idea behind here, though, is that on scale, this was a great idea. I don't know if it works. I honestly don't know if it works. I would love to say it will continue to work or it'll continue to do well. Sorry, got to center myself up in the camera there. Will it make it through the next recession if we have a recession? Some say we're already in a recession. But look, the numbers are pretty scary. I mean, almost 50% in a lot of these cities. Myrtle Beach, Austin, Phoenix. People were buying in droves in Phoenix. So what could happen? The market crashes. The economy crashes. Everybody freaks out, starts selling houses. Oversupply, lack of demand, prices come down, right? That's one scenario. What can also happen is we reach out to these people and say, hey, look, Up to you. We'll take over your payments right now. We'll clean out your shit. We'll take over, and we'll turn them into long-term rentals. Or these people that own it, they see this coming right now. And if you have a long-term or a short-term rental, convert it into a long-term rental. Fire Airbnb. I don't see how this can continue. I get it. It's a great idea. I just don't really care to do it, right? If I go on vacation, unless I take my dogs, yes, even then I would just go get a Motel 6, and they don't care. I mean, if you're with your dogs, yeah, I don't know. Nashville, Tennessee, that could be a cool place, but there's so many cool hotels right down on Broadway. There's Seattle, there's Panama, Orlando. These are the top 15 that are crashing. Well, I don't want to say crashing. Please don't. Yeah. It's something important for you to be aware of. Okay. That's all I'm going to tell you. Just be aware of it. Something that can happen. Be financially prepared to take advantage of the options. All right. Enough of that. Our inventory still sucks across the nation, right? We're at 347 homes. We have to be about 800 to 900 to be a healthy market. Notice how that was a good segue from Airbnb crashing, supply going up. Tampa's still low, Cape Coral's high, but this is typical for Cape Coral, right? And don't forget, Cape Coral got hit really hard with Ian last year, so a majority of those houses are insurance claims. Austin, slightly going up. Everything in black is going up. Everything in red is going down. You can sum check me. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but for the most part, we're okay, right? I mean, we're level across the world, the nation right now, as far as inventory. Inventory is still drastically low across. So when you look at these numbers, right? This is Jacksonville, Knoxville. You know, that's a typical inventory over a lot of different. Look at that. Who wants to buy a $40 million house in Nashville? That's awesome. Okay, let's talk about 3 things you need to know. This weekend's events. Well, guys, it's 4th of July. Be careful, right? Don't point bottle rockets at people. If you do bottle rockets, make sure you do it in a clearing area. Try to cut it down around 10:30, 11 o'clock, because people do, us old people need to go to sleep. And, I get it. Dogs and PTSD, I totally understand that, right? I don't personally do it. I know people that do it. And there's going to be kids that are out there 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I get it. Just try to rope in your kids. All right. This is a great little article right here. I want to show you this. Areas with the highest concentration of sellers: Las Vegas, Austin, Phoenix. I don't know where that is. Cape Coral, San Bernardino, Tulsa. Okay, let's go look at this real quick. Let's go back to this. Phoenix, Austin, San Antonio. Oh, there's Phoenix here. Yeah. And then what's the other thing? Des Moines. No, Tulsa. Is Tulsa there? No, Tulsa is not there, but Nashville is. Houston, Durham, Chapel Hill. See if that. No. Okay. But when they say highest concentration of sellers, guys, oh, wait. There you go. See, look at that. Those places are contracting, right? The pricing will contract. Those were all overinflated for a very, very long time. Here's a demographic or an infographic on the average home buyer. Home seller. 47 years old, $130,000 income, 45 to 64, majority are white, Majority are married. Majority make between 50 and 100. Majority still finance their homes. 60% are homes, 27% are townhouses, and 11% are condos. 1980 to 1991s are the ones that are being sold the most, mostly because the 1980s were a bunch of shit product and they just threw shit together and it was all crap. Don't ever buy a 1980s house. I'll tell you. I mean, that's without exception, right? I mean, there's some houses that were built rather nice, but there's a lot of problems with those. And the median sales price is $425. Now I don't believe that. I think it's actually down 3. That's what it was last year. Yeah. Okay, that's it. And then let's see. Closed restaurants. Boy, this is a dreary one, right? Guyot. There are a huge number. Let's see if I can open this up for you so you can see this. Look, 840 North First. Never got to go there. Never got to go there. I've been there. Never there. Black Angus. Oh, yeah, Black Angus. Huh. Bagel Basket. Bourbon Steak. Cafe Primavera twice. California Cafe. California Pizza Kitchen. Wait, they're still... No, they're not. Wait, are they? Cosentino's. Trading. That was downtown. I never went there. Yeah. If there's any of these restaurants that you dearly miss, put it down in the comments down below. And if you want to look at this, link to it. Ooh, I did do this, didn't I? I'm going to have to reset this. What you get for $1 million. Let's take a look at this. $1 million. McLaughlin Ave. McLaughlin Avenue. You notice that the street's rather busy, right? All right. Sold a house in Sunnyvale a couple years ago, and it was right on the corner of 2 busy streets, and it took a while to sell. So understand, when you buy a house on a busy street, it's going to take a while to sell it. Resale value. When you buy a house, you have to put in your head the mindset of, when I sell the house, what will that look like? See if I can do that a little bit better. That's more comfortable for my back. I have a back. So anyway, when you buy a house, you want to make sure it's not on a busy street. I know that there's a majority of streets out there that are busy. I get that. Santa Teresa. I get that. Just understand, if you buy there, one, you have to deal with traffic noise. 2, you have to deal with people parking there. You have to deal with litter. You have to deal with parking. You have to deal with all sorts of stuff, right? You have to deal with getting out in the morning to go to work. Sometimes you have to fight traffic to get through it. So it's not always conducive for people. I'd rather you spend a little bit more money or go to a different area and then buy on a busy street. For $1 million. Yep, that's serious. $1,010,000. Let's see how many days on market. Oh, first day on market. There you go. And it still only has 2 pictures. That's a good job. That is awesome. Let's see what's close to home. Oh, wow. Oh, I sold a house like this right there. Yeah. Yep. See, this is a nice, pretty house. This house, the one that I sold, not this one, a few years back, right in that same area. He updated the house, but he also rented it out. And there were like 6 big, huge boxes of pot plants. I want to say like 200-300 pot plants. And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, whatever. But here's the thing. We're going to sell the house. That has to go. So they spent 2-3 weeks getting rid of all the pot plants. And, I get it. I don't have a problem with it. I voted for it. I just choose not to do it. So this house will sell fast. It's pretty updated. Notice the colors. Gray. Look at the floor. grayish. Look at the lighting. It's bright, airy. That could use a little bit of work, right? But, blank slate is a blank slate. Dual pane windows. Nicely maintained. Yeah, it's a good house. That's $1 million house, guys, right here. So we live over here. This is over here. I actually have a listing coming up over here. Actually, it's over here in the parks. So that's a nice area. Let's see where else. There's nothing available under $1 million, guys. Burbank. These are little cottages. Yeah, see, little tiny cottages. How big is it? 855 square feet. Let's see, this is closer to. What the hell is this? 840 square feet in a forest. I mean, look at my face. I'm mortified. How old is this house? Holy crap. 1910. Yeah, pass on that. All right, let's see what you can get for $1 million in Los Gatos. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's cute. It's tiny. 916, tiny house. Oy vey. Ooh, what? Oh, I see what it is. You're buying the land, basically. You got to tear this whole thing out. And let's see. It's okay. I see. You're out in the hills a little bit, right? Like this is the main drag for Los Gatos. This is Montserino, which is still Los Gatos zip code. But this is up there. So you're on a dirt road. Looks like it's a private road. And they selling this, but it's really that. Yeah. So they're selling you a turd that you have to tear down and then rebuild. Other people's problems. So I wouldn't buy it. But people buy different things for their own reasons. All right, that's it. Guys, have a great 4th of July. Be safe. I'll see you at the park, at La Colina Park on the top of the hill. If you see me, say hi and say you saw my video. I'm Vito with Abatano. We'll see you out there.